Hey, mathematicians. So I wanted just to give you a quick rundown of your quiz today and hopefully give you some directions on what to do. So you'll notice this is a fraction, addition, and subtraction checkpoint. So what you're going to do is on number one, it says 1/2 plus 3/10 equals. And so it wants you to fill in all of these blanks here because you need to um, change the denominators into common denominators. Now, for this particular problem, you really only need to change one of the fractions because the common denominator that you want to use, the smallest greatest, the smallest factor, one of those is already there. So really, you only have to change one fraction. Now, you can change both if you want to go a little bigger. But you'll notice for A and for B, it's the same fractions. The only difference is A is adding and B is subtracting, okay? But I want you to fill in all of these blanks to show us that you understand how to change those fractions. For number two, it says fill in the missing fraction or mixed number in each equation. So think about this one. 3 2/3 plus blank equals 4 wholes. So you already have 3 wholes here, right? And then you have 2/3 of another whole. So how much more would you need to get to 4 wholes? So if you were to draw that two, if you were to draw the 2/3, let's see if Mr. Mac can do this. Not really. No, Mr. Mac's having a problem. So if I just drew the 2/3 and I shaded into, this is supposed to be a circle broken into thirds, by the way, and you can tell Mr. Mac's not doing a very good job. So I have this left over. So what would that be worth? Okay. And then for B, it's 2/3 plus something equals 5/6. So can you change 2/3 into a common denominator to match 5/6? If you do that, then this blank will become very apparent about what you will need to put in there. Number three says, Erin went outside to get exercise. She walked 1/12 of an hour. She jogged 2/3 of an hour and then walked again for 1/6 of an hour. So basically, what you need to do is make all of these fractions have the same denominator. And I included the clock app in the assignment if you want to use that. I'm also going to show you how to use that clock app. I'm going to give you a really big hint. So it says, how many minutes did Erin exercise in all? Show your work. And what fraction of an hour did she exercise? Show your work. So Mr. Mac up here, I shaded in. So this is basically what number three is saying. So she walked 1/12 of an hour. She ran 2/3 of an hour. So I cut this clock in the middle here into thirds, and I shaded in to the 2/3 point, which equals 8/12, because this line goes to the 8. So this is out of 8/12. Remember, number one is 1/12. And then the last one was, what did she do? I forgot what she did for her sixth. Oh, she walked again for another sixth. So 1/6, I cut this clock into 6 equal parts, and I shaded in one of them, which goes to the 2, which is 2/12. And then in this bottom clock here, I combined all of her exercise here into this. So green is 1/12, yellow is 8/12, goes to the 9 because we already have this 1/12 up here. And then this orange here is 2/12 or 1/6. So how many minutes? How many minutes? And what is the fraction of an hour? Those are the two questions for number three. So if you look at this, you'll be able to see, I think. Use that if you need it. And then number four, find the following: 1/3 of 60. So remember, when it says of, it means multiply. But if you're thinking 1/3 of 60, so how many groups of 3 can fit into 60, right? We always talked about that, 60 divided by 3. And then 1/5 of 100 is how many groups of 5 can fit into 100. And then what would one of those be worth? 100 divided by 5. Okay. And then number 5 and 6 are bonus. They're totally optional. You do not have to do these. If you want to show your prowess and your math skills, then please do number 5 and 6, but those are totally optional. So that's it for math today. We'll be working on this later. All right. Good luck, mathematicians.